when I watch most games, that's really where I'm at right now. I'm just so traumatized with my guy. I'm just watching and comparing them, saying like, all right, I think my guy might be the wrong guy. So I'm just always comparing them to other guys when they playing.
Right. That yesterday was pretty elite quarterback play.
Is that what you gonna call that?
I liked it. I liked it.
Okay,
I knew
okay,
Kirk
that's elite.
Cousins. I knew Kirk Cousins had it in him, and I also knew that Baker Mayfield was really good. But to your
Fact.
point, it's easy to compare him to Jalen Hurts because we always watch Jalen Hurts play, and Jalen Hurts is not that. Those guys can have ball placement, they have accuracy, and they're consistent with it too. To throw for over 500 yards, Kirk Cousins, that's just amazing. So, no, Jalen Hurts is never going to do that.
I'm
That's
not
not
gonna say
happening.
that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he just hasn't yet. That doesn't mean he can't. He doesn't have the ability. Like I'm not. I don't know if I'm there yet. I don't know if I'm there yet. On
Uh, it's, e-
that's a big jump.
it's easy for me to be there. I tell you that it's easy for me to be there because I watch him play. Jalen Hurts is like a backup quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He's a backup quarterback, and we're using him because we have the best team built around him. We have the best offensive line. We have some of the best wide receivers. We have one of the best running backs. We have one of the best tight ends. So this type of quarterback should be serviceable. It should be really good in our type of setup. But with the coaching, both offensively and the head coach, that might be the issue. But Jalen Hurts is not going to do anything close to what we saw yesterday.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I, that's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah.
That's a tough pill to swallow. I don't know. Cause how do you fall so far though? Like he looked so good at one point, and then, you know what? You know what? That's mute point. We had that discussion. Like a lot of those throws that on that great year could have went either direction. They just happened to go our direction.
Right. It was that.
If
It was,
they
yep. It was similar to like when Foles was throwing that. I think the following year after we won the Super Bowl. I don't know when it was, or actually leading into the Super Bowl, there were a couple of plays where we were playing the teams in the playoffs where if the team would have just caught the ball, it was an interception. It just
fact
went our way
fact.
that time, you know. And I did right. I believe that was it 2022 season.
Mm-hmm.
That was an anomaly season. You know, we had the best team in football, so that should happen when you have the best team in football. But no knock on not to knock Hurts or anything like that. But I believe that he got paid and things are just a lot different than what we thought it was going to be. I didn't. I never thought he was going to do that. I never seen the arm talent.
Knock it off. Knock it off.
When did I ever?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
When did I
It's
ever say
because
anything about?
yeah, you started that way, but it's been times you come, you learn. You know what, X. I think you might have been right.
Fair, fair. That's because
So,
I didn't want to be too hard on him. But in the back of my mind, I always felt like I'm saying this because you know what? I've probably just like ridiculed him the day before, right? And he happened to
okay.
have a great game. And for me to come out there and say, "Yeah, X, I still believe the stuff I believe," it'll make me look like somebody who's hating on him. So instead of doing that, I'll come out and praise him and say, "Yeah, he had a good game. I think we got a good quarterback." That last part, I think we got a good quarterback. I think we got the quarterback of the future. That's me adding extras on it.
So you were
Basically, he
being
just had a good
disingenuous
game.
with your comment. You were being disingenuous with your praise.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth.
Okay. Okay.
You know.
Okay. I can see you didn't want to feel left out when everybody else was going the other way, and you didn't have the proof to back up your opinion.
No,
So
I was just being a punk. I did everything was there. There was something about the way he throws the ball. It just doesn't seem like how elite quarterbacks throw the football. I don't even think it has necessarily it has a lot to do with the velocity and the speed and the arm strength. I get that. But just the rotation of how he throws the football. I haven't seen it that way where
it's
it's like
different.
where it's effective.
It just doesn't have that zip on it. That's what's missing. That his ball comes out pause lethargically. It just the ball just pops out lethargically. It doesn't
Right.
have that oomph when it leaves his hand.
He
I
doesn't
mean, maybe it's
I just believe he just doesn't have the arm strength. He doesn't have the arm strength you're looking for. And,
okay.
teams
Okay,
probably figured
fair.
him out. Teams probably figured him out. But to one thing is, with the coaching that we have, we should probably play to the players or to the player, actually Jalen Hurts, that is, play to his strengths.
That would make sense.
Yeah. Because now it seems like the offensive coordinator is like, you know what, if I had to blame anyone, I had to blame the quarterback because I'm calling the correct plays.
But you
There's
know
guys
what though?
open.
But we said that but before the season started, we said that's what we prefer. I prefer the offensive coordinator to call the plays that will work. And because we need to understand who's the problem. Is it Sirianni? Is it the quarterback?
Right.
We were unsure. So, I took the stance of okay, we have Kellen Moore call the plays that work. And if you're a NFL quarterback, you should be able to make these plays.
Right.
So I'm gonna call those plays. It's gonna be obvious if it's a play calling issue, if it's a coaching issue, or if it's a quarterback talent issue. So, I mean, I rather don't smear it, and we don't know what you are. Like, no, let's find out. Let's find out.
Right. No,
Fuck it, all the cards on the table this season.
I agree.
Sirianni, Hurts. Let's put everything on the table. Everything's up for grabs.
Mm.
And at the end of the day, we'll see what we have. And if we realize Jalen Hurts is does that make him a B grade or that's a C grade? Doesn't matter.
Well,
At least you know what grade he is, and then I don't know. Maybe do you plan around that? I don't know, or start planning
well, the
for
thing
the
is,
replacement.
X, when this doesn't work, I believe he's going to be a backup or a fringe quarterback, like where he goes somewhere and he's not necessarily fighting for a job, but trying to be a starter. If he's not the starter, he would have a job as the backup. I can see him doing that, like in Justin Fields, the Russell Wilson category. Like he's somewhere fighting for not a spot on the team. He'll be on the team. He's definitely a good player. But as far as a starting guy to be consistent, I don't see it. I haven't seen
So
anything like that.
okay. So I think it's enough sample size to say okay, as is and as was. If you had the ability to, are you replacing? Would you replace Jalen Hurts with Carson Wentz?
Carson
Knowing
Wentz,
what you know now, and the way the last time you seen Carson Wentz, and knowing what you know now, and the last time you seen Jalen Hurts, would you say, yeah, and I'll keep Hurts and I'll figure it out, or you know what, give me Wentz back. I think I could fit. I think I think he'll look better with this system.
well, I'll tell you, Carson Wentz to me is more talented, arm talent wise. And I don't really want
Fair,
Carson Wentz running. I would want Carson Wentz to be like those quarterbacks we saw yesterday. I would like for Carson Wentz to sit in the pocket and be able to pick the defense apart. But that's not Carson Wentz's thing. Carson Wentz wants to be Superman, play superhero football, because he has the arm talent. But either way, I still see it interception prone, fumble prone, staying in the pocket too long. All of the same issues that we had before. I
but Carson did not have this type of offense. I mean, even when he was here, the cats he were throwing to were C plus grade at best. Now you're throwing to A and A minus.
But are they saying that they're gonna bring Carson Wentz back because he's a backup and with Kansas City, I believe they're not saying that.
No,
No, they're not saying that.
you couldn't do that. You couldn't even do that.
But to your point, yeah, Carson Wentz I think would fare better with this type of talent around him,
That's what I
definitely.
was. Okay, okay.
But at the same time, you're still gonna ask him not to play superhero ball, and he's very turnover prone and he holds the ball long. So
But true. I mean, but Jalen Hurts holds the ball for a long time as well.
yeah, Nick Foles held the ball for a long time too, but at least he went backwards while he was holding it for some reason. He was just kept going backwards. It's like Nick, get rid of the ball, get rid of the ball. But Nick had the arm strength. Jalen Hurts doesn't have that arm strength. And how long do you think before we start looking for, or keeping our eye out for the next thing coming along or the next opportunity? Because I feel like we might have to pull what I would coin the Kirk Cousin move. We have to try to find a Kirk Cousin because somebody who's been on the team before, the team didn't want to pay him, so now he comes to a different situation and we pay him the money because we're not going to get a high draft pick.
Nope. I mean, so you can't really make that decision yet. I mean, this season is going to let us know. I think it's emotionally. I'm like, yes, that we should start making that decision today. But realistically, like it's super early in the season.
Right. Yeah.
So, you know, those things might not persist. So week 16, we might be saying, you know what, it's a total different situation.
In in a in a good, like towards,
Yes,
wow.
towards the good, towards the good. You ready to man? You ready to pull him in the trash bag and throw him out on the lawn, bro? Like
I would say you're being unrealistically optimistic.
really?
Yeah, because I think the sample size is big enough where we see what he is now. We see what he is now. And this is like not throwing shade on him. It's just that we see what he is
Ooh,
now. And for you, even if he were to have a great game, if he were to go out and throw for 500 yards, I would just look at it like, damn, he had a good game. Whereas Kirk Cousins throws for 500 yards, it's like, yo, Kirk Cousins is back, man. This guy's back. He's healing from the injury. So,
that's a little funky right there. I see where you going. Kirk Cousins does it, and you're like, yeah, that's he got it in him. Like that's
right, that's Kurt's
expected.
thing. Right.
Jalen does it. It's like that's a good game,
Come on, man.
but I don't think I can get that on a consistent basis.
Not I know I'm not going to get it on a consistent
But he's going to
basis.
do it differently, though. That's the thing. It's going to be different. It doesn't. You know what I mean? That's your problem. He doesn't. He doesn't do it the way you expect it to be done in your head. So since he does it differently, you're like, I'm out. I'm out. I don't like that.
Because it seems like the way football is changed now. It seems like teams are catching up with that. Just I'm gonna run a read option type
Yeah.
quarterback, and I'm just gonna run around and just outrun everybody. It seems like they caught up with that. And if you don't have that with a mixture of being able to read the defense and having a nice accurate arm that's consistent, then you
I
just
think that's the problem.
you
If
constantly
that's
gonna be going through. They're gonna always be looking to upgrade. It's called
yeah.
hypergamy, like a woman. It's gonna be always they always gonna be looking. The team's gonna always be looking to upgrade.
If that was one of many tools, correct. The problem is like that was his best tool, and then once that was planned for by the defense, it was like he took away my special move.
Right.
When you play Street Fighter, some of them one guy just keeps doing that same special move. So like once you learn to counter it, like oh you're a bum. And that's
Hey, look, I didn't call Jalen Hurts a bum. I didn't call him a bum.
no, but that's what you said. That you said it with your words.
If you're a
You didn't
backup
say those words
quarterback,
exact.
do I consider a backup quarterback a bum?
Yes, in a grand scheme of things, when you were considered a starting quarterback, yes, yes.
But whose fault is that? That's Howie Roseman's fault. That's the public's fault for thinking those things. This guy has a career of going to, well, he went to, let's just say college per se, and he lost his job in college to Tua Tagovailoa when he came in because of inconsistency. And here it is, the same thing is it's gonna rear his face again in the NFL. Like he has spurts and he has moments where he's good, but over a long period of time and consistently, that's the issue. I believe that's the biggest issue.
Okay.
You need a more pure quarterback. Like I liked what I saw yesterday. I feel like I saw a pure quarterback play. I'm like, man, this is good, man. I saw Baker Mayfield on a one play in the end zone where he just ran to his guy and like forced the ball in there on a zip. I'm like, oh man, this is nice. Like they have confidence in their arm. Whereas I feel like Jalen just has confidence that he can make a play.
Yes, he has confidence in him, so he believe he'll figure a way out.
Right.
But I guess, I mean, isn't that what you want though? On the other hand, like I just need the guy to get the job done. I really don't care how you get it done. I just need you to find a way to get it done.
But if you're not going to cater the offense towards that guy and the league has changed, and it seems like the offensive coordinator doesn't want to cater the offense to Jalen Hurts. Like if you want to cater to Jalen Hurts, you'll run the read option. But is Jalen Hurts still the same spry quarterback to run that read option? And can he outrun these linemen like he used to? I think the answer is no. So how do you try to
And I
work
don't need
around
you
that?
to.
Well, yeah, I
You,
don't need you to. I need you to
you
throw the ball and put it on the spot because the offensive plays, the motions are going to have the guys open for you. But if you
correct.
can't get the ball there on a zip, if you're not confident enough to just zip it in there because one, you can't read the defense, and two, your arm is not strong enough, that's the problem. I seen Baker Mayfield throw like a maybe a 5 to 7 yard pass on a screen pass yesterday when they were in like a bunch formation. I said, you see, something as simple as that, Jalen Hurts wouldn't have zipped it in there like that. It would have been a little bit more floaty for 5 yards. It's like, what are we doing?
Our screens are horrible.
Oh man. It's just, it's not that's what happens when you don't have that arm talent and you can't really read the defense. You don't trust your arm and you don't trust what you're seeing on the field. So
okay, I think that's a fair point.